Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with the free pick in the Spurs versus Pelicans NBA matchup on Friday, February 2nd, 2024. Of course, if you like all the free picks we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Use the discount code PICK, you'll get 15% off. We also have higher end products, dime clubs, sharp trading plays. These are meant for people who make big bets. If that's you, text the number that you see on the screen. They're not available on the website. You'll get that one-on-one style service, and like I said, it's meant for people who make big bets. If that's you, text that number. But let's get to this one. Spurs taking on the Pelicans. The Spurs, well, double-digit in the win column, 10 and 38, up against the Pelicans, 27 and 21 on the season. Boy, both these teams are iffy on their best day. The Spurs 5 and 19 at home, 11 and 13 against a number of these home spots, and 3 and 7 again straight up in their last 10. That means, of those 10 wins, 30% of them have come within the last 10 games. Meanwhile, when we look at the Pelicans, they're just 4 and 6 in their last 10, 27 and 21. They're a team that, to be honest with you, I've struggled on the handicapping side because what we've seen, past performance isn't necessarily an indication of future results. Boy, what you see, from the Pelicans on any given time is no indication of anything. And I think what we've seen them against the Spurs a couple of times this season, both of these blowout wins by the Pelicans, winning by 15 in the first meeting back at the beginning of December, and then in mid-December they played again and they won by 36. But the Pelicans last time out beat the Houston Rockets. That was on the heels of 3 consecutive losses, losing to the Thunder, the Bucks, and the Celtics, so all the top tier in the NBA. They had also beaten the Utah Jazz at home 153-124, but of course the Jazz on the road, that doesn't really say much. They lost to the Suns at home. Basically, you look at this Pelicans team and you go down the games, and if you're not catching this theme, like they lost to the Thunder, they beat the bad teams and cover. They lose against the good teams and don't cover. It really is that simple. So we just have to figure out where the Spurs fit in the equation and where they are right now. The Spurs had gone through a nice run where they were covering a lot of games. They were getting a lot of points after being, probably overrated by the public earlier this season, but then it got muted because they lost a lot of games, and then all of a sudden they started getting too many points and they're covering once again. But in their last 2 games against the Wizards and the Magic, did not cover in either of those games. They got they got beat by 5 as a 3.5 point favorite against the Wizards. Then they got beat by double digits by 10 by the Orlando Magic. Prior to that, they had beaten the Blazers and the Timberwolves straight up, 113-112 as a 10.5 point dog against Minnesota. So we know that there is talent on this roster. And of course, Wemby probably going to be a good one. We don't know for sure, but sure, all signs point to it. But I just think the Pelicans are just way ahead of where the Spurs are, and I think that's really all it is. These are both teams that are very much works in progress at this point. I just think the Pelicans are just way ahead in that equation. It's got a playoff team against a lottery team. I'm going to take the Pelicans, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.